I had my, as I've told you in the past, that music gives me awkward dance moves. Like I love it. It's just a catchy little tune and I start dancing and it's very awkward. But what is more awkward is I started doing the live without hitting the button go live. So I was like, huh, why are there nobody's in the chat? Oh, I didn't hit the button. So sorry, I'm a few minutes late, but I started the live. I just didn't start the live. So you guys are used to me at this point, though, so I think it's okay. So, for the second time in the past 60 seconds, today we're looking at dancing sunflowers. Yay! Yay! Super excited. Hi, everybody, as you're coming in. Hello. It's wonderful to see the comments in the chat. Yay! I'm super excited you're here with me. And we're also going to play with the new inks. I know everybody's like, ooh, about those. So I thought, hey, what a better day to play with some inks. Why not? Let's go down and take a look at our countertop. Hello, everyone. Hello, all my loves. How are you doing today? Alrighty. Alrighty. There's the work surface. So we got that. Yes, yes. Keep sharing, my loves, because today Altenew will pick a winner from the chats of people that have shared for a $15 gift card to the shop. That can go a long way, especially, you know what time of year it is. Lots of sales going on and lots of sales coming up, I would assume. So make sure to share and comment today for that possibility. Yes, Sarah, life happens. Lives, oh, oh, good. I'm glad. I'm glad. And Ann Taylor's got her inks in her hand. Very exciting. This from the latest release was my favorite. I love this. I love the size. I love the design. I grabbed this out quickly. New ink pads. Love the new ink pads. Absolutely love them. Where they're round, it lends for some different techniques, which is super exciting, different patterns on paper and the like. And we're going to use these today as well. They blend beautifully. These are, they're water-based. So these are not the pigment inks. I've gotten some questions thinking they were pigment, but these are fast drying inks. Remember, fast, not instant, and they're water-based. So they're not like the pigment inks that we have, but they blend beautifully. We'll use them today. We're going to be using the stencils, the blending tools. So we'll use those today to create some project, but they're absolutely just stunning. And the colors are amazing. I have mine broken down here. So we've got the silver sage, jade, eucalyptus, and forest fern. I think the eucalyptus and the silver sage out of this set, my two favorites. Oh, yeah. The original ink pads not going anywhere at all. Original ink pads here to stay with us. These are just some new inks from Altenew, and it's just a little bit of a different shape, some new colors. So these, we're using some of these today too. We'll be using buttercream, butternut, and vanilla cream for the center of the sunflowers. I'll move those so you guys can see. And I know that the beautiful Lydia and Tasneem did a little bit of an introduction on these as well, but I thought it wouldn't hurt to play with them just a little bit again. So then we have the blue set, which is super, super pretty. The colors absolutely stunning, which we'll use them. We'll use them all. That's my goal today. And then we have this set. I also love this brown tone set. I'm excited to put the Dusty Rose with Martian Terrain, as you may wonder and think, if you know that how much I love Martian Terrain. All right, let's get to stamping, my loves. Let's get to stamping. So how is everybody today? I know the blue. Oh, I can't pick a favorite. I can't. I usually am a blue girl. I love blue. My car is blue. Everything's blue. Any accessory is blue. But these greens, man, oh, and then the browns, I can't. I just can't pick. They're so pretty. All right. Yeah, the brown, oh, the brown tone is just absolutely stunning. They are absolutely gorgeous. I had my cards that I made for the release right here. But apparently they've grown legs. I had them right next to me. Yeah, I had them right next to me. I even have the piece of cardstock I used for a lot of my blending. It's right here. I just don't know where the cards ran off to. All right, but we're going to make new ones. We're going to make some new cards because we always can make new cards, right? Right. All right, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to stamp both of these. We'll go ahead and get those stamped. We have Angel today. Oh my gosh, you're doing the dancing sunflower. Does the blue look purple? No. The blue is a really pretty blue tone. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let me see. Oh, I can't use that. Okay. Here we go. So what we'll do, so I'm just gonna, this is the lightest blue right here. Okay. And that is the water hyacinth here. Yes, Angel is behind the badge, hanging with us today. She's got her angel wings, so she always is so fast behind the badge if I have a surprise or two, which I always invariably, no matter how well I plan, seem to. So they do, because like this is crystal violet, but it's a beautiful blue. So it's closer to that tone. And Indigo Skies is just a stunning dark. So there's the four pack right there. So, and we'll use these blending, but it's just absolutely a stunning blue combo. It's just, yeah, they're stunning blue, but they do have, I mean, there's a purple, like, you know, with the name Crystal Violet, there's a little bit of a purple tone to it, but it is definitely blue. Okay. So what we're going to do, because it's been one of those days where if I can mess something up today, I've done a good job at messing it up. I started by trying to send a fax this morning, and the first three numbers of the fax were 945. Guess who forgot to hit the fax button and who made, well, not 945 copies because I caught it, but I made quite a few wasteful copies because I forgot to hit the fax button. And so it's been that kind of day, but you guys know kind of how I roll. Yeah, the lids, and it, you know, that's the thing. Once you get them and you actually blend them or stamp them, you'll really tell. You know, you can look there on the website. There is a link to the swatches for the new colors, because there are swatches for every color that Altenew has. Every item that Altenew has, there is a swatch for it. And so there are for the new ones as well. But sometimes your screen can be a little misleading. So it's good to have those colors to kind of look at. I use them to kind of browse at, you know, and be like, okay, this is close to what I want. That's good. But also for the invariable, yes, this is definitely the color. You want to swatch out your colors, my loves. That's the best way to know what color you're working with. All right. And because I don't want to waste time cleaning these in between, I am just using a couple different stamp positioners to get these on. And this one, because it is so big and absolutely stunning, I'm going to like kitty corner it as best I can because my goal is to die cut it. We can always kind of angle it on the page as well when we die cut it. So once it's die cut, I can angle it. So I'm going to pick that up. There we go. Oh, yes. You have to have fun in everything you do. Definitely crafting, because crafting keeps me happy, healthy, sane, all of those kind of descriptors, and especially with you guys. This paper is A2 that I'm using. Especially with you guys, I love just coming here and going wild and just kind of, you know, throwing out questions to you guys. We make projects together. That's my favorite way to make projects, is with everybody. And I messed that up because I'm not in the corner, but that's okay. I'm not going to panic. I'm just going to go here. I probably need to re-ink. My Obsidian is probably my most used ink pad in my space. I should have looked where my paper came from. If I'm off a scotch, I'm not going to panic. Okay. All right. So do it one more time, and we're going to go with whatever we get because I don't want to waste time. But I do like to do all the steps with you guys. Hello. I love that with the extra O's. Hello. I always think of Seinfeld. Hello, everybody. No, that one will fit in the Mini Misty. Both of the stamps will fit in the Mini Misty. My Mini Misty, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'll tell you the truth. It still has the cherry blossom bunch in there from when we did the last live. So that is the truth as to why I did not use both of my Mini Misties, is that the stamp from the last live is still in there. It's been busy at work and school, so crafting, unfortunately, has not been something that I've been able to do a lot of. And that's why I love these, Mondays and Thursdays as well, because it is time I am definitely taking for myself to spend with all of you, my dear crafty friends, and have some laughs, have some crafty time. All right. I have a few different stamping platforms because of the amount of stamping I do, how often, and sometimes I have a few stamps going at one time. So I have a couple different ones. All right. And I've also had a few break on me and had to replace them. So even when they break, I try to still use them. I try to be thrifty. It allows me to buy more stamps. I know, it's just everything's been so busy lately. And really, that's no reason to not be crafting. There's really no good reason. But yeah, so what I am looking forward to, I have some time coming up that I'm just going to be able to craft and let loose. So watch out. There's going to be crafty wildness. All right, so I'm letting this heat up. And then, you don't have to take the extra step of using the obsidian and the crystal clear embossing. I just like it because I think it adds a special extra touch. I get my booster tomorrow, Sarah, so I'm hoping I'm getting it over the weekend. And then next week, because of all the holiday associated with it, is a light week. So I just have to go pass out turkeys on Monday, turkey baskets. I'm not doing any of the passing because I can't lift them, but I think somebody said I'm bringing personality. So I'm like, hey, I can do that. And my vehicle, because they can fit some in there. All right. I just love this magic. It's like being a kid, isn't it? It just, the adult magic. The magic of adults. All right. And then, because I don't trust my eyeballs sometimes, just really make sure. Okay. And this one, and I love the size of these. Thank you, Sarah, and thank you, Wendy, for letting me know. This is my fourth one. I've had, this will be my fifth one, I think. Yeah, this will be my fifth one. So hopefully it'll be okay. But I have good recovery time if not, because of next week. So next week is a slow week, which I'm looking forward to because I also, some of you may already know, I'm getting a kitten because I lost Munchie, my older boy, a little bit ago, actually the day of the Alternate Retreat. So we're getting a kitten, which I'm kind of terrified because I haven't had a kitten in 17 years, and kittens are kittens. He's a wild fella. I have a scratch on my face. He got me the other night. I'm waiting for him to get fixed, and then he'll come home. His name's going to be Dexter Drake. So his name right now is Drake, but my mother wants to rename him to Dexter, and I thought it was pretty funny. So we're going to rename him. So he'll be Dexter Drake. So fun. All right, now on these stamp sets, you guys, these are priceless, these layering guides. Not only do you get some color ideas listed down in here, okay? It shows you step by step, stencil by stencil, how to create the image below. These are amazing. Yes, and I will show, I'm sure Dexter will be as helpful as Emery is. Emery, the door is closed today. That's why she's not already being her helpful self. So I'm sure they will be very helpful, and they'll be very involved in helping you love Altenew as much as they both do. So they love their Altenew. So all right. So I'm going to begin with this. And I also have the advice. So this one is over here. So I was wrong. We're going to begin with this one. Okay. Now, my advice when using these is to make sure you orient your paper in the same position that this is in. It makes it so much easier when you're stenciling. Okay. So I'm going to move this, but very important to mention, I know some folks just start a stenciling and you're like, wow, how do they know that? That's the key. Those layering guides are amazing. Oh my gosh, so many people have corgis. I love corgis. They're so cute. Corgis are just, I love their ears. Oh my God, they're just so adorable. I love all pets. I love every pet. I have to go to a school meeting later tonight. And Susie, I was thinking about doing it on the treadmill too, because my son's wedding date is coming up sooner than I want to actually realize. So I need to get in there and get the chocolate off me. All right. And then I have my little mini blending tools, because these are my favorites of the Altenew mini blending tool lines. My second are these ones, the small. The large, they're big fellas. They have a very, very particular job to do in my craft space. But these two are my absolute faves. But I do call on the large fella and the detail at certain times. So this tells us right here, we're going to start with stencil number 1, section A1. So this is a newer thing that's coming on stencils. So right here, you tilt it in the light. See, A1, okay? And then although this is only 35% and this is 100%, I can look and say, oh yeah, I got that little thing that looks like a lip right there, and it's right there. Yep, I got the right thing. I'm going in the right direction. Now, the big question, are we going to go blue or green for the flower? So put a B or a G for this first flower. What color you would like to see for our first sunflower? B or G? What do we like, my wonderful, wonderful crafty loves? B, G. I got a B, I got a G, and I got an Emery trying to break down the door. B, 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 B. I guess we're going B. Holy Toledo. All righty, let's go B. And Emery is here to say hello to everybody very briefly, because she's back down on the floor now. All right, so we're going to bring out these blues so you can see them. See them. And then we can do some brown leaves, green leaves. We got options. I love a good brown leaf. I know it sounds not on my real plants, because usually that means it's died. But in my little crafty world where I make up what color things are, I love having some brown leaves. And I'm just going to wiggle this, because I think I was a little off in lining up. I was a little Speedy Gonzales here, and I needed to slow down. Now, like always, I'm going to start in the center and work my color out. That way, if I'm a little too heavy-handed in the center, it's going to be lighter as I go out. Now, you could have where it's darker on the end of your leaves and it's lighter in the middle. Totally up to you. Whatever you love, that's what I say we create. Altenew gives us the tools to create our own beautiful garden. All right. Okay, so get these on here. My arms will be buff, getting a workout with all my ink blending. At least I like to tell myself that. I like to tell myself I'm getting buff. I like to move my stencil around. I always tell you guys to secure it. So I like to, be the one that's like, oh yes, I'm saying secure your stencil. So I need to as well, but I never do. It's a habit that I have not picked up. I always like to move it. I don't know. I don't know. are the ink pads felt. They are the same. They are the same. So same thing. See, side by side, same. They look the same texture to me. If they're different, I'm not sure, but they look exactly the same to me in height and everything. Okay. I'm going to put that on there because you know I'm going to make a mess. Now, if you want to, okay, in here, it has it kind of, you have this is your base layer and this is your highlight. This is your base, this is your highlight. If you wanted to, you could do these two in the same color and these two in the same color, but I want to take these colors out for a stretch. So I'm going to use all four of them. But remember, just because there's suggested in the layering guide, you do you with these beautiful products because we want to see what you're going to make with them. But it's nice that Altenew gives us an idea of what to do and where to go. Yes, so the ink pads, so here are the ink pads next to each other. So it's a little bit wider. Okay, so it's a little bit wider, but it's a different shape. So the new ones are round and the other ones are kind of an oval with nice finger holds to grab. These ones have little marks on the side you can see. So that's where you put your lid on. Okay, you put your lid here. I always mess this up whenever I do anything round. So it's not the ink pad, it's me. But you can start it there and then you just turn and that seals it. Okay, so that's if you line that up there, there's that little mark and then spin and it's all nice and tight. I love options too. I love options. Okay, so it would help if I moved to the next portion of the stencil. I lined up the same piece. Oh my gosh, I tell you guys, I am up to something today. I don't quite know what I'm up to, but I'm up to something. All right, so I'm getting this lined up. And I like having the guides, but the way that my eye to hand coordination, I'm good at puzzles. I can kind of see how things fit together. So, but if you're not, definitely, look at the stencil and see these blue lines match the blue lines over here for you to line it up. Okay. And these yellow lines match the yellow lines to line up. So it gives you a place to hone right in and line it on up. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I've got this in place. And, you can go as dark as you like or as light as you want. I'm going to try to have a consistent color, maybe a scotch darker, from the center. But overall, a pretty consistent color with my Alpine Aster. These are just, I could not believe ink blending with these for the first time. I was in heaven. They're just, I love ink blending with all of Altenew's inks, but just the color, mind was blown. All right, and I am going to do a little bit darker just around right in the center. The other thing you can do is also, I could just start using the Crystal Violet right in the center because that will immediately take me up a color and be a little bit darker. Do I have that? Actually, I might. Okay. There you go. So it's a little bit taller. Not much, a little bit. And then you can see from the bottom, one is circle and one is square. But so there you go. All right. So we got that. Look at how pretty already. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay. So now we're going to take our tape because this tape lasts forever. It's awesome. It's the best tape I've ever used. Love it. Okay, so now I'm going to A3 right here on my stencil. There you go. It's hard when it's a clear item to show you guys. All right, then I got it right in here. And I'm just going to hold it in place, which means sometimes I fidget a little bit with it, but it makes me happy. We got to do what makes us happy, right? Right. All right, this is the beautiful Crystal Violets. This will be my mom's favorite because her name is Crystal. Although her favorite color is red. She loves red. I love blue everything. My mother loves red everything. That is her color. She will use pink in a stand-in. And if she can't get red, but her car is red, her purse is red. It's funny how we have those colors that we always go to, even though it sounds silly to ask an adult sometimes, what's your favorite color? But we really do have them, don't we? We always, when you go to buy a coat or, a pair of leggings or something like that, you look and you're like, oh, I wish they had XYZ, So I think it's funny that it stays with us the whole time we're going. Okay. You are so welcome. Please always ask questions. I love to answer any questions that you guys have. All right, so here we are. We'll come in so you guys can see. Look how pretty this is coming together. So see, it's definitely, you can see some purple undertones, but it's definitely a blue. I think you could have it go either way, honestly. I think because of the wonderful design of color, I think you could make it work with blues and purples. It's just absolutely stunning. And I think it is miraculous and amazing. All right. And then now we're going to go to A4. Okay. And this little kind of lip one is really what helps me line it up right out of the gate. And then it just kind of falls into place from there. Now we're going to use, yes, why is the sky blue? I think that goes similar to who's on first. Oh, Joni, you and my mom would be happy together. And she would spoil Bentley. So my mom just loves Bentley. All right. Me too. Bentley is just adorable. Bentley is Joni's dog, in case you don't know. I talk about him a bit because he's very adorable. Okay. And then we're going to go in here and I'm going to block the color in this time as well, because I want you guys to see the true color. Usually when I do these stencils, I like to add a little extra depth and dimension by playing with, how deep the color is in certain areas. Even on a pre-designed stencil, I like to take a little time and make my own decisions about it. But here, I want to be able to show you guys the absolute gorgeousness and range of colors in these stencils. Ta-da! All right, so now I want to make a rainbow one too. Yes, you can mix these colors. Absolutely, you can mix these colors with the Altenew line. Absolutely. I was thinking of like the lapis lazuli family. I thought would be really pretty. If we can put either a B or a G in the chat for brown or green leaves, I need to know, guys. I need to know. And while we do that, I'm going to work on my flower centers because those I've pulled yellow inks, so they're going to be yellow. So our flower centers going to be yellow. In case that helps you determine if you would like a brown or a green leaf. Lots of B's and G's. We're deciding brown or green. Oh, you guys are like split. All right, the next one I'm going to do it. Whatever it is, can you guys B? All right, brown. Yay. Okay. So we will do brown, and then on the other one, we could always do green as well. So, but I really want to show off those browns. I'm super excited. All right. And this is one of my favorite yellow combos. Okay. I'm sharing with you one of the Bridget Casey secrets of yellow. This is one of my favorite yellow centers. Okay. So it is buttercream. And I went a little wild with the blue, so there may be a little blending where I don't want it, but that's okay. We're going to go with it because what do? We make it work. We make it work. All right, so I've got my buttercream on there. That's my first one, my buttercream. Then I'm going to go to vanilla cream. Lots of cream. It's creamy today, like when we make a delicious cup of coffee. Got to have some cream in there, at least for my coffee. My mother likes it black, but I got to have some cream in there. I don't need sugar, but I need the cream. Got to have that cream. My friend yesterday, we had a client make us a cup of coffee and he said, "Do you want cream?" And she said, "Yes." And he said, "How much?" And she goes, "I don't know until it's creamy." Black Friday sale start. I'm not sure. I'm not sure when that starts. I know there's been a few sales already. I think it was a warehouse sale going on. I'm not sure if it's still going on today. Angel, was that? There was a warehouse sale. Is that still going on today or did that end yesterday? And then butternut is our final yellow. And there's only 2 stencils. So I'm just going to add a little butternut around the edges. Okay. Just a little bit to add it. I didn't know if the sale was still on today or if it ended yesterday. I've tried the oat milk creamer and I wasn't sold, but I might try it again because I know it's better for me. All right, and we're going brown leaves, baby, brown leaves. Let's go, let's go. All right, so number 2, we're going to start with C1, okay, for this big, beautiful bunch of leaves down here. All right, and then we'll have the brown. We're going to come over with our pink sand. Oh, the Black Friday sale, glad you guys asked, will start on the 19th. There we go. You guys are in on some secret information. Yay. So make sure, check out. That was always my favorite, I think, Altenew sale of the year. Oh, it's a good one, but they have so many good sales. That's what I like. And I like that there's really recent stuff a lot of times in those sales. So I really like that too. I love me a sale. Love a sale. All right. So we got that. And then the other one we're going to do, we got this little cluster over here. Okay. Get that in there. And we're still using the pink sand. Okay. And what I'm going to do is, because there's only 2 layers to these leaves, so I'm going to do these 2 with the pink sand and the dusty rose, and the other 2 I'll do with the darker ones, just because I want to be able to show you guys the difference. And then on number 1, I put stencil. I thought we were done with it, but we're not. I'm going to put this up here. And this one, we're going to go in with dusty rose. Okay. Not with our yellow tool, though. Not with our yellow tool. We're going to do it with the brown one. Because, it's brown. Silly girl. Oh, you guys know I have silly moments, but we have so much fun. And that's the whole point. And then F is this tiny little guy over here all by himself, just hanging out, being Joe Cool here. All right. He's bringing some beautifulness to the party. Okay, so we got that. We're not going to put our dusty rose away because for C2, I'm going to go in and do that, which is going to add a little bit of color to my leaves down here. Okay, so I'm going to skip the dusty rose on this one, and I will go right to the toasted mauve. And I think I actually may change. I might like that redwood up top a little bit with this, but we'll see. Let's see how this comes out. And we may want to change our leaves at the top. We will see. I'm a little bit outside the lines. As always, how big is the sunflower? We will measure it in just a moment, my love. It's on an A2 panel. So look how pretty that is. Look how pretty that is. And we don't have any layers for these ones here. I think with this color tone, I really do. I like with the blue, I like that lighter brown a little bit better, but it's whatever color really speaks to you. And, we could always go darker. We could go, and gray. Yes, gray. Oh, yellow and gray. Oh, yeah. You're speaking my language there. Yellows and grays. 2 of my favorite color families from Altenew. So we'll make these leaves just dark because they don't have a layer. And our other ones down there were kind of dark. So we, as always, Crafty Adventures, we change plans rapidly. You always have to be belted when we go out on an adventure because you never know. Angel's got her angel wings, so she's good. She's always ready to go. But the rest of us have to belt in because it's always a wild, crafty adventure. All right. And this is the redwood, which, oh, if I had to pick one favorite color out of each, I don't know that I could, but I think it's the redwood out of the beautiful browns. I think it's the redwood for me. If I had to, like, they're like, you can never craft again unless you pick a favorite color. Okay, Emery Casey, you need to stay up there. So, see, here's the, no. I know. Okay. Gonna have piles of stuff attacking me in a second because Emery likes to craft project slide, as I call it, which means my desk is covered. AKA my desk is covered. All right, so let's measure. Let's go from the tippity toppity leaf here across. So that's going to be 5.5. Okay, from this point to this point. And let's measure from, we'll measure from right here to right up there. That's about 4. So, but this is an A2 panel. So this is 4.25 by 5.5. 5.5, 4.25. And it's front and center. It's absolutely a big fella, just gorgeous. Okay. So we have that one, and the pile that I had precariously perched, Emery has shifted a little. So, all right, so there's our first one. So let's get working on this one. And I do, although, as I mentioned, I don't always tape my stencils down. I do always tape down my panels. Was that? Yes, that was the bigger of the two. Yes. Yep. So this one, oh, I was like, where did I put it? Okay. We can go out for just a moment. So see, this one, you have some more white space left around. This one, see? So it's a little bit smaller, but it's still, he's a heavyweight. He's coming in as a big fella. All right. So we're going to go from point to point. He's about 4 1/3 that way. Okay. And we'll go from, that looks like the biggest point, and about 4.5 that way. If we go this way, farthest point to farthest point, about 4.5. Yeah. So that one's the bigger there. All right. So we'll work on this one, then we'll cut them out. And we will work on putting them together. So this one, do we want to do green or brown? Yes, you can absolutely blend these inks together. Absolutely can. They will be beautiful together. I'm trying to think. I don't have any on my desk right here, or I would show you. Oh, wait. So, well, I mean, you want to have the right color because I have paper bag, and the tone is a bit different. But so this is redwood that's on my blending tool, and I can just come in with paper bag and blend them together right there. So I can blend it off into there. It's just that's more of a maroony brown than that the paper bag is. So a little bit of a different color. Okay, we're going with brown. Yay! I don't think brown flowers get all the love. Like, I don't know that brown flowers get enough love. I think they get a bad flower reputation. Like, it's brown. must be dead flowers. No. Brown flowers can be beautiful, especially if you tape your paper upside down. Oh, goodness, you guys. All right, so let's tape that in there. Okay, we'll finish this up. And when you drop the new pads, they don't open. Yes, that's always a good thing. All right, so I got that right there. We're going to come in with my lightest brown, which is pink sand. I love these names. These names are phenomenal. All right, so mine may be a little bit darker because I have paper bag on there, and I didn't wipe it off, and I forgot about it until I was running my brush through this one. Okay, and you can, put nice solid color in here if you want to. Like I said, I usually like to add depth and dimension on my own in addition to the stencil, but for here, we'll just kind of block in the color so that you guys can see the color, okay? Look at how pretty that is. Could you imagine how pretty that would be with the the delectable, no, coffee break. That would be so pretty. So pretty. All right. And this is G3. Now, this is the one that I mentioned. It has us using different colors, but you also could keep it where you just use the pink sand, because this is going to be the solid portion of this layer as well. So here I'll show you with this one, because we kind of went through the browns a little bit. So we'll use pink sand on this one as well. I know, and I love that you changing up sunflowers. I mean, we know what color sunflowers usually are, but you know, it's super duper fun to go wild and to create our own rainbow, our own garden, our own, you know, our own spin on maybe some flowers that Mother Nature would think about putting out there for us, some rainbow sunflowers, or just fun. Or as my dad would say, fun. I always said he's so nice, he said it twice. All right, and then I'm going to just do my flower center here, since I've got it right here. And I'm going to go back to my, actually, we'll skip the buttercream. We'll just go with vanilla cream and butternut. I love the name, butternut. I love the names of the Altenew inks. They make me happy. They also make me hungry. Especially the Frozen Delights. I always tell Tasneem, I'm like, it makes me hungry to create with Frozen Delights. I need to have some like, what's it, gelato or something. Like it makes me so hungry. It sounds delicious what we're crafting with. So this one is going to be the butternut, one of my favorite names. It cracks me up. It makes me happy. All right, so get that in there. Nice color. And there. See, isn't it pretty? It's just a pretty color combo. I really like it. All right, and then these are the two layers that we're going to put onto the brown. So what I'm going to do is, because we did the pink sand, I'm going to go wild, and I'm going to skip to, let's go to toasted mauve. Let's skip a level and we'll go to toasted mauve. I was going to do the redwood, but I already know I love redwood. So I got to work with and get introduced more to the beautiful toasted mauve, because this is one of my favorite names, the toasted mauve. It just sounds delicious. Okay, and I'm making sure, be careful of these little lines that say, stop, don't color here with that color, because I don't always pay attention to them. Sometimes I don't. Look how pretty. Look how pretty. So that is with the pink sand and the toasted mauve. Okay, from there, butternut. Yes, butternut. I just love that name. It's kind of silly. All right, and then I've got one more, because I didn't do this one. I'm like, oh, this one goes with it too, and I did not put color on it. Silly gal. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get this one into place. All right, that's going to go up there. And then sometimes you just have to wiggle them in, or you just look at the directions and you're good to go. I like to wiggle. It makes me happy. It really does. Just kind of, and then when I figure it out, I'm like, ooh, I got it. And I got a kitty. Okay. Yes, Emery, everybody knows you're here. Everybody says hello. They're excited you're here to craft with them. They're very excited, my furry love. Okay, so toasted mauve. Okay, not stick our fingers in the ink pad. That was a mouthful to say. Okay, but so this is what I was discussing on the other one when I was saying that you can keep those two base layers the same color. So we used the pink sand, and you can then just use one color. You could use all four colors on these stencils, or you can use two. So see the difference. Oh gosh, here it is. See the difference in the depth and dimension in building these. This one we used 4 different colors. This one we just used 2. So see, all these different looks you can get by just using these stencils, which is miraculous and amazing. Now, I would normally use the blue because the blue, but the green hasn't had its day in the sun yet. It's got to come on out. And we can use the blue on the little blueberries, we'll call them over there. All right. So now we're going to come in. We have J1 and J2. Okay, we're going to slide these right in here. We're going to grab our green one. I say, sorry if you hear a loud noise. Emery is exploring. She's on her own crafty adventure, seeing what she can get into while I'm occupied. I'm just so glad that you're here to join us. We're still going to have, but for right now, we still have the ovals. Okay. No worries. Always feel free to ask questions because you never know. Somebody could have been here, but they got a phone call. So I'm glad, even if you come in late, always ask those questions, guys. It's wonderful. All right. So we got the green there. This is the sage and all the greens are pretty, but the sage and the eucalyptus. Ooh. Oh. It just makes me happy. I love those two, are my favorites. They're just, when I was blending, I'm like, yep, this is the stuff. This is it right here. This is the magic. And I can't wait to hear what colors for you guys the second you open them are the colors that you're like, yep, that was my color too. Or, oh no, like water hyacinth was my favorite right out of the 4. I can't wait to hear you guys' favorite colors out of these. All right. So you got those. So, and then you can see the depth in, this is the silver sage, and then we have the eucalyptus, and we have a kitty again. There, and then we're going to do one of the blues for our little berries over here. And actually, I have just the little blending tool that will actually, I'm sure, be enough. Just double checking which stencil the berries are on. Oh, there it is. I was going to say, I had to move some stuff because I had a floofy gal in here, as you saw, and she loves to help, but sometimes she doesn't understand how helpful she's being in a situation. Sometimes she's more helpful than even she knows she is. So there we have that. So we have that one. And this, I'm glad. I was so glad when you guys were like, oh, dancing sunflowers. Because, we all open the box and there's one thing we see first. And we're like, yep, this is the ticket. This is where my heart is pitter pattering. Now, granted, it's usually the entire box that I do that with. But this just, it's my heart. My heart was very, very happy. Very, very happy. Okay. I flung the dies someplace, of course, or Emery did. One of us did. One of us took off with the dies. Okay. So I'm going to, the other thing that's fun is this kind of fits in. You could put it, like it would fit beautifully coming out right here if you wanted to add a few more leaves to your project. Okay, and then we have some beautiful sentiments, but we are going to, I was hoping I had the dies right here, but apparently no. So, no, those are sunflower dies, but not these sunflower dies. Okay, so what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do, everybody? Who knows the answer? What happens next if we can't find the dies? What's it called? What do I call this piece? Oh yeah, I see. That's a good point. Okay, so what do we call this, guys? We call this, yes, I always call it cranky cutting. Mine is, I call it cranky cutting. And you can go right down in, I like to do it in front of the television. I find I get a better result when I'm not focused on it. So, and the time is ticking away, but so we're just going to trim this out. And then I do have the dies somewhere, but when you want them, they like to take off on you. And I find too, the less I think about the cranky cutting, as I call it, the better of a job, or the happier I am with it. Okay. Joni, I am starting I'm starting to enjoy it. I don't want to say I'm in love yet, but I think with cranky cutting, as I call it, I think it's one of those things, the more you do it, the easier it is. And, you do enjoy it's part of the process. And I think you do enjoy it more. So I think that's the thing. It's just that tried and true thing of practice. Practice makes patience, I say. Because perfect is a rough word. I don't like that word. It's not a good word. Oh, goodness. All right. And a cat and scissors. What could go wrong? Especially a very floofy cat. What could go wrong, my friends? Yes, I also love the dies. Mine have gone on a vacation, which I'm sure their vacation will end as soon as I shut the light out. Okay, we need to move the cat. Yeah, you. I'm talking about you. She always says, what, me? All right, so we're going to trim this out. And I think it's fun to, if you have the time to practice your fussy cutting, again, practice makes patience. You're more patient with yourself if you're happier with your results of doing something. And sometimes, I know most people don't. I cut both directions with my fussy cutting. I know people kind of turn the paper and go with it. Sometimes I bend my paper. I am pretty tough with it. So sometimes I do come in from the other direction. You'll see that. It works for me. It works in my office space. Check the bottom of my Misty. Maybe that's where they were in the package. So I don't know. I know I used them because I made a card with this set, but yeah, so what do we have while I'm fussy cutting? And it's what were some of your favorites from this month's release? Was it the chemistry one or the kindness, or what were some of you guys' favorites? This was the one that I just absolutely ripped right out of the package. Emery probably has it, yes. I have a stencil that's been missing for a month, and I still cannot find it. So, yes, I think she has a little stash of her favorite Altenew supplies somewhere. I think while I'm at work, Emery is making beautiful Altenew masterpieces to share on the Kitty Web. The Baroque stencil. Yes, that one was pretty too. I loved that. That just, gorgeous effect. Gorgeous effect. And I love that you can use the stencil with or without the embossing folder. I think that's just miraculous. All right, so we'll cut that. So yes, my fussy cutting is horrible, but I wanted to get it cut out so we could make a little scotch of a card here. And I even made sure I had plates because my plates are dying. So this would not fit because the mini blossom is only 3 inches. It's like 3 by 6. So you can kind of squeak through a die that's 3 inches. I've done it before. But this one, as we measured, it would be, it's a big, it's a mega. He's not a mini. He's a mega sunflower. But this set really spoke to me. I know, almost there. Thank you, Angel. It's like, it's a good to know I have, cheerleaders there going, you're almost like you're rounding the corner if I was in a race. Okay, and then I will show you my finished cards with this that I had done for the release as well. Okay, so we have that. So we're going to just wiggle that off to the side. And then, now, a couple of options. Say you're the kind of person that you're worried about the black jet spray and splatter. That's okay. I have a backup for you that we can use. I was trying to see if I could see my card that used this set right here, but no. Oh, here are my 2 cards for the ink release. So this will show you the greens. So the greens going down. So we start with the silver sage, the jade, the eucalyptus and forest fern, and then this is all 3 of them together as a set in the projects. So I was just trying to find, I know I have a sunflower one that I really, really enjoyed and really, really liked. Oh, here we go. So this is where we were kind of going today. I just wanted to show you some different color combos, but that's the card that we're essentially making today. So we're going to do that. Okay, so I'll move all of those and turn them upside down. And then we will take a panel of cardstock. And then we have no puppy pad. We are flying today wild. As you know, I like puppy pads because I can make a mess, sort of. So what I'm going to do is I've got my cardstock way over here, okay? I'm tapping this way off, and then I'm even going to wipe this off, okay? So that the nozzle is not full of it. And then I'm just going to do some splatter. And I'm still getting splatter. But if you move your nozzle higher up your page, you'll get smaller little splatters. Okay, that's how I like to use my sprays most of the time. Sometimes I go ahead and full on spray, but most of the time I like the splatter. All right, so we've got that. And then go ahead, and I want this to be down in the corner. So similar to the card that I was trying to show earlier. And my obsidian is over here. We will take a sentiment from this set. I love the sentiments. Love, love, love. And let's do, this is for all of you guys. You are the best. So we're going to do this for all of you because you're all the best. You guys, it makes my month when I get to come and create and have a chat and talk about all the things we love, our community, our craft, and share something that I'm super passionate about, that you're super passionate about. I'm just stamping this off on the side to make sure I got a good stamp. I recommend doing that because it helps you determine as well, like the pressure with how you're going to put down your stamp and how you're going to hold it. I think it's good to have, as my friend Pam says, a prototype. I like to have a prototype stamp so I know how much pressure to add and all of that. And then we have our card there. We will take some. Oh, thank you, you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We will take some of the glue tape pen. And this is the part where if you have a couple questionable areas on your fussy cutting, you can kind of move them over and trim them off if you have some. And then you have the huge decision. Do you leave the stuff hanging off or do you trim it off? I like to trim it off on most of my cards, not all. Sometimes I will put it in a bigger envelope because I just love the aesthetic of the leaves hanging off. So here's this one here. So there's that. And then this one, honestly, I do have a section where my ink blending got a little bit out of control. However, I can do one of 2 things. I can fussy cut this, okay? Or I can take some enamel dots, okay? And instead of, if this is the other thing, if the idea of using the ink splatter is not up your alley. Okay, so I've just covered most of my whoopses that I made. And we do have some other beautiful blue ones that you could use as well. But I like these. I thought these looked good with it. And then you can choose your sentiments and pop it on there as well. And there you go. So we have those cards, as well as make sure to check out, we had a hop. And then this was another one with this same set that I had created. So there you go. A couple different ideas on using the beautiful dancing sunflowers, as well as the new amazing trailblazing inks for this. So I will pop up to say a quick hello before. So you guys know there is a face back here. Surprise! So thank you so much, everybody, for joining me tonight. I always look forward to these. I'm so excited to do this with you and have a chat and see what's going on in your lives and just create something beautiful together. So thank you so much for that. And I will see you all again very, very soon. Until then, happy crafting, my friends.